How it don't help if you think about it. If people are recklessly using the funding and he has no idea where it's going, he's not to pull the Trump card, but he's pulling a Trump card right now where he's cleaning house.
Yeah, but that's something everybody expected him to do because that was what he ran on.
Oh, to clean house.
No corruption.
To prosecute corrupt officials, to make sure corruption is one of his targets, and those were his messages. So people still have more expectation when it comes to those things.
Yeah,
Prosecuting a corrupt official, especially. He haven't prosecuted anybody, and his whole government have been surrounded with scandals already.
and stuff.
A lot of corruptions.
Yeah, for me, I love the idea because it's a new era of leadership in Liberia. Our leader have to be fully accountable for the actions and all of that, bro. Especially when it comes to declaring your assets, bro. You cannot be holding government positions and you can't declare your assets. At least let know how much you are worth before you came into those spaces of.
The funny thing about those situations, how about Yeke Kolibasi had $25,000, a car, a laptop, all kind of nonsense.
Oh, that was the one
That's
person.
his claim because
pocket
they
car.
literally broke into the man's car.
Yeah,
So
but he
I can
said-
say I got $1 million in my car.
But you can't,
know, you broke into my
as a
car.
government official, you can't be stupid like that and say that. You know, it's not somebody who people respect are supposed to be a lawmaker. Like, you know, a normal individual can do that, right? But the space that you find yourself in, we got to understand, like, who we are in spaces, right? You can't say that. You can't lie, you can lie on camera. That's you committing a crime. And say you had
until there
But you got any facts to that he's lying?
He didn't have 25,000. Look at that car, that 25,000
Until
in
there
that car.
is an investigation
Look at that.
proving the lie.
I see you judging the book by its
and you
cover.
can say he lied.
What book? What cover?
But
Let's
that's
stop
your
this
word
nonsense
against his
here,
word now.
bro.
Let's not get too heated, you guys.
No, but you can't judge the
I
book
mean,
by its cover, bro.
let's
So
not
why
get too
why
heated.
you riding
We're-
around 25,000 in a car for?
But yeah, Kolaba is an established
Yeah, let me
lawmaker,
talk,
bro.
bro.
So
People
you can
work
tell you
like
how
that
much
in
you worth, how
Liberia,
much
you
you
know?
not worth, bro.
Falls, my man.
Well,
Or just you the gun that you have for the $5,000 watch
Papi,
on
now
your
let
hands
me
in the show.
speak.
What are you
Papi,
talking about, bro?
Papi,
As
let
an
me
individual,
speak.
you carry personally
Papi.
around for
Chancellor.
$5,000 watch.
Chancellor.
Cash and
Chancellor.
jewelry
When you're
different.
coming, Taylor, please put excellences to his name.
I said Chancellor.
Oh, okay.
I
Go
call you
ahead.
Chancellor, but I digress. Thank you. Welcome to another episode of In the Fries. We have the wonderful Richard Walker Warner.
Thank you.
The magician.
The magician.
Thank you. I'm glad to be here.
It's an Atlanta-based designer from Liberia, and he's here today to tell us about his experience, his childhood, and what brought him here to our platform. So why don't we start a little bit with, your background? Or how about you tell me who you are, and then we go from there.
Sure, absolutely. I'm glad to be here. First of all, let me say you guys got a great thing going on here, and especially to talk about the Liberian experience in different format, in different ways. I think this platform gives a lot of Liberian the opportunity to see how Liberia in a state that's mostly involved with social life and different aspects of business and families.
Facts.
This platform gave a huge audience to a lot of Liberians to be able to express itself, and I think it's a safe space enough. So, thanks for inviting me.
Thank you.
Anyway, without further ado, my name is Richard Walker Warner. On every platform you found me there. I was born in Liberia, and then the war came in Liberia. Everybody experienced that particular situation at one point in their lives. We was young. My dad was a police officer, and I actually grew up in Caldwell, where I was born. And we later on down the road, my father was murdered by the president, but that's for a different episode. But yes, we ran to the Ivory Coast. My parents, my mother, and I, where I actually went to high school from elementary school. I attended R.C.A. Davis before I went to Liberia, Ivory Coast. St. Francis High School, and R.C.A. Davis right there at EW Junction before I went down to the Ivory Coast.
My mom went to St. Francis.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
In Jacob?
Yeah.
Oh, really? Okay. Yeah, I attended St. Francis High School from my second, third grade year.
That's a Cali school, right?
Yes, I remember.
And then I transferred to R.C.A. Davis. My uncle, Mr. Wools, was the principal at the time. And I spent a year in the evening section. And then the April 6th war came. And then we flew to the Ivory Coast, where I grew up. Growing up in the Ivory Coast was a challenge, a lot of challenge. But we were able to maneuver our way through that. Especially when we got there, there was a lot of rift between the Ivorian and the Liberian because different cultures, background, understanding. So it was a lot of rift. But yeah, we were able to stay there. Went to high school, stay there till high school, and then before transiting to the states. So yeah. And while in the Ivory Coast, man, I learned a lot of different tricks and a lot of different things. That's where I pick up dressing and the habit of creating different styles and getting involved with suits.
How did growing up in Ivory Coast shape your taste for fashion? I know with me, certain things like stick out. I'm very old school. I'm very like 1940s because just grew up thrifting clothes. You get what I'm trying to say? So,
Yeah.
what were the little things that like really like spoke to you that now are still sitting in your fashion from your childhood?
So from early childhood, like I said, you got to understand what suits and dressing up derived from. It came from the regiment, if you understand that. The army, the police, these are the people that dressed well at the time. You know, so if you look at the cutting of suits and especially your overcoat, if you look at the police and navy, these guys dress as well. So that's what civilian took the style from the regiment, from the police, from the army. All right, my dad was a police officer, like I mentioned earlier, and this man was always dressed up and decked up. You know, so
Oh yeah, that was a serviceman
yes,
in Liberia.
yes.
Oh, that's great.
So that's my first sense of style. You know, dressing well and looking good. You know, and then growing up, when we got to the Ivory Coast, it became a thing where we usually just dressed up, and we used to have color days. So I would go back and forth from Abidjan, and I was in Danané at the time, but I used to go back and forth from Abidjan because I had my cousin live in Abidjan. So I would stay there for some months or 2, 3 months, and then when I'm coming back, I would bring some things. But on my way, when I'm coming back, I would definitely bring things that I can style differently, you know. So it
What were
started
some
from there.
things like? Do you remember from your childhood that was like one
Clothes.
of your
So let me
favorite
tell you
styles?
something. Back in the days, we from high school we had a group called the True Love Production. So what we did in high school, well, we did shows, talent shows, Mr. Gentleman shows. Those are things I was involved with my group and I.
What is a Mr. Gentleman show?
It's like a passion. For
So
men.
Mr. Gentleman show is like a pageant between guys, showing.
Guys,
Showcasing your wearing, your personal wear.
Okay.
Okay, and then they have judges that actually vote you guys the winner, first, second, and third place.
Oh, that's so cool.
So we did
Oh,
those
so you
things in high
contested
school.
in that?
Yes,
You
I
gotta do
contested in
wrong,
Mr.
you gotta
Gentleman
walk
show.
on the wrong way, all that
And
thing.
you
I had
walk
a
the
friend-
wrong way, and we also do like side shows where you just come and model whatever you're wearing. And I had this leather pants at one point. I had this leather pants, but this leather pant has a strap on the side. You know what I mean? And I envisioned. I said, you know what? I want to wear this pants with a red jacket, black shirt, but I don't want the strap on the side. So I got a friend of mine who lives in Paris now. So I told him, I said, hey, I'm going to make this pants in a way where it's suitable for a suit. And he didn't believe me. But prior to that, I had an older brother who had, when I was in elementary school, after school, he would send me down to his friend. His friend had a tailor shop. So I was like a tailor boy over there. You know, I would do all the hemming or the alterations. Sometimes when the guy has to do the measurements, so I already have ideas on these type of things.
That was in
already.
Abidjan.
No, in Monrovia.
Oh, in Liberia.
Yeah, that was back in. I was a young boy at the time, maybe 10 years old, 1993. Yeah, so Clara time. So my brother would send me after school. He would send me down there. He said, "Go over there and learn." So instead of running around the yard, so I would go down there and stay in the tailor shop and learn, how to do the measurement, how to do the alterations, to do the hemming. So that was already part of me. That's something I already knew, and I loved it. So when I got to the Ivory Coast, so one time I just sat down and I took a blade, took the strap from the side, this leather pants, took the strap out, and then I sized it up myself. And I wore it that night, and everybody loved it. So that was my start of being creative in that space. Yeah.
So you and George Weah came off the same Clara Town. Wow, that's
I didn't
great.
grow up in Clariton. I didn't live there. I was just I spent a time there with my brother.
Oh.
So it was just a short while. But I was definitely in Clariton for just for a little bit between 93. When they had that World Cup, what 93, 94? Yes, I was down in Clarendon at the time. So yeah,
Yeah.
just maybe a year or two I was down there for, but not
I
a
think that
whole
was
while.
US in '94. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. When we had Roger Miller from Cameroon that year,
Yeah.
I was in Clarendon. Yeah.
You seem to be someone who's very multifaceted with it comes to like cultural background. Because I know from earlier conversation we talked about Atlanta, and I understand you have some Parisian influence in your style,
Yeah.
as well as a bunch of cities in West Africa. What city do you feel like influenced you the most when it comes to your fashion?
So I would say Abidjan because I literally grew up in Abidjan, between Abidjan and Delaunay. So in Abidjan, French people love to dress up. French people like to wear fitted clothing. That's one of my style. That's where I took that from. If you go to, if you live in places like Abidjan, you will see this guy dressed up, even with the jeans. They used to wear these, the Levi jeans, 501, was called a 501. In French, it's called 501. I mean, 501. So if you look at these Levi jeans, this guy will wear these jeans with the belt and what we call loafers. In French, we call it cibalgo.
It's about
You know what I mean? You know what cibalgo is? Okay, so they wear these cibalgo with the jeans and no belts and shirt, real button-down shirt.
Yeah.
Come out looking real nice and fresh. So that was a French way of dressing. So we in Ivory Coast at the time we picked that up. All right, and then when my guys and I started wearing suits. Imagine we was in high school, we have like at least 13, 14 suits in Ivory Coast at the time, behind our door. Because we were wearing a lot of suits for no reason.
Not heat.
I think
In
we're,
our
wor-
heat.
I think we're
Well,
wearing
wherever
that.
we go, we always in suits.
So in the
And I
heat,
will tell you
yo,
where the suit is
dressing-
actually save us. You know what I mean? So we wore suits pretty much everywhere, and we had that mindset to create our own pieces. So we always go down straight to the tailor shop and say, "Hey, I want my suit to look this way." And we was already, because in Ivory Coast, we were way more improved at the time. Internet was nothing in Ivory Coast. Phone was working. So most of the things that we see now that is in Liberia that is so huge, it was already existing. Escalator and all the things that was malls and things that were already existing. In
Yeah, Ivory
Cote
Coast,
d'Ivoire at the
man.
time.
What year was
Those
that?
talking about 96, 97, 98,
96?
99, all the time. Those are all the things that we had Sokosi Mall, we had all these extra things. So Cote d'Ivoire had a real boulevard where 4 cars going, 4 cars coming. So, so the lifestyle didn't change at all. It was just the same thing. So we saw different things outside Africa at the time. Yeah.
And all of that really ended up bringing you to, eventually starting your brand, God
Yes.
Richie and Friends.
Sons.
And could you tell me a little bit more about like what your core mission is with that brand?
So my brain was inspired by just my own idea and creativities for the love of suits. When I came up with the brand, that it was just for me, just wearing suit at the time. And what I did was I registered the business, and then I didn't make any move towards it because I was still looking for a supplier that could give me exactly what I
The quality you're
envisioned.
looking for, right?
Because when it comes to suits, you got to understand that people wear a lot of different fabrics, but when you look at your fabric, your texture, the way your suit is cut, from the functioning buttons to your lapel sizes, all these things comes with a mindset and fashion design mind.
Can I touch it?
Yeah, sure. So
Oh, wow.
when it comes to fabrics, you have 160 wool up to 200S wool. And then you have Laura Piano fabric. You have batik fabric. You have different type of fabric that costs different money and different prices. And then one thing you have to understand is, I know you see a lot of suits on the internet, but we as designers, these different makers gave us this platform, right? So they gave you this platform and say, that's a hand right there, that's the body of the suit, that's the pants. So you, on the creativity mind, have to bring all those pieces together and come up with a piece. So if I see somebody wearing a suit off the rack, I know it's off the rack suit. If I see the guy racking a custom made suit, I know. If I see the guy racking a bespoke suit, I know. You know what I mean? Just because I understand the dynamics of the cutting of the fabrics, and I can understand. I can look at a cheap fabric and say, "Oh, that's a cheap fabric," but you're racking it well. You know what I mean? So when I registered the business, I was still down in Philly, 2016. But then I was still putting my creativity together because I did not have a supplier at the time to supply me my brand. So I was just making sure the business idea was together. And then when I moved to Atlanta back in 2017, I started getting into the Atlanta, nightlife and, different, trying to maneuver, how the fashion business goes as far as suits and making the suits and how can reach a larger audience. You know what I mean? So fast forward, I had met Yanni some years back when he right down in Philly where he was. He came for a funeral. He and I chopped it up and I told him I'm moving to Atlanta. He said, "You're sure, my man, anytime." By the time he didn't have a showroom over there. Okay, but we stay in communication, we stay in contact, and then right before COVID, Man Warehouse, I got hired at Man Warehouse as the manager over there right downtown Buckhead when I came back from Minnesota because I was in Minnesota for a while. Came back from Minnesota but I was still being creative. I did some IT courses where, to be able to sustain myself, but then I still didn't forget my business aspect. So when I came back to Atlanta, I told myself, you know what, I'm going straight for in the fashion world is what I want to be. So when Man Warehouse hired me as the manager, that whole COVID season, I was at Man Warehouse, 2019 to 2020, all the way down there. And it was a lot of different things that I learned from there. I learned fabric, I learned cutting, I learned marketing as a whole. Because branding is a big part of marketing. You know what I mean? I can tell you right now, I live in Atlanta. Man Warehouse still make the most money when it comes to menswear. You know what I mean? So regardless of all the, we have a boutique, we have shops, but Man Warehouse still collect. Because you know what? Because they're a brand. There you go. They're a brand. They have a huge clientele. And a lot of people still believe in Man Warehouse. And right in that time, around the 2019, 2020, they started introducing their bespoke program where they have, you go over there, do your measurement, and make a suit for you. So yeah, they introduced that particular side of it. Their custom product, custom line was introduced in Man Warehouse. So from that alone, gave me a lot of coverage to be able to go into that field full time.
That's lovely.
You have a very, 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 very interesting journey. You started your faction in Liberia as a kid,
Yeah.
migrated from Liberia because of war, moved into Ivory Coast, stayed there a little while, still fell in love with what you was doing. You was able to, learn new designs, and modify that, and came up to America, still follow your dream. And yeah, was it. I mean, like, you didn't limit yourself as an individual. That's 100% applause. A lot of time people use situations to give up the dreams.
Yes.
But you didn't give up your dream, and now you have your own clothing line, collaborating with a fashion guru like Yoni. I mean,
Yes.
that's already a win.
And
So
speaking on limitations, like, what were some things you've had to overcome as a Black African man in a metropolitan area starting a suit company?
So one thing I had to overcome was thinking that another brand is better than what I'm doing. You know what I mean? Because I can tell you, not to boast, but Tom Ford make his suits where we make our suits. But because Tom Ford, the name Tom Ford, it gives people a different mindset when it comes to fashion, when it comes to cologne, when it comes to different things. Right?
Yeah, but that's that branding and that marketing
you go.
again.
So-
It comes down to like thing like that, right? You understand like how much Tom Ford put behind just that name,
Just
right?
that name.
That will mix it at that moment
Yeah.
better than whatever other brands that they might be put against. Because we understand something to come out like with these bigger brands, right? They all started somewhere.
Somewhere.
They started small. They built. So that's what business really is. A lot of people don't understand. People don't buy the product, they buy the name.
You buy a name.
Names.
And
So,
that's why I came to know in the fashion world, it's not about the product. It's about the name.
the name.
Okay, because you can, and like you said, what I have to get over was you being new into that word, and you're seeing somebody selling one pair of suits for $900 or $1,000, and then you afraid to, who do I know put at least $1,000 behind?
Oh, you were scared to up the price.
You know what I mean? So now you start thinking that
I was
maybe I
about to
should
ask you
sell,
just that, yeah.
maybe I should sell my product less than how much these guys are selling the product. But then again, if you have a mindset, your brand is not for everybody.
Yeah.
You know
Facts.
what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what I tell
facts,
people.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Whatever
it's-
you're doing is not for everybody.
Definitely. And speaking about enterprise, that suit I was wearing that's the
That's a $1,190.
it was
Yeah,
12
when I-
like what like $1,300, right?
Yeah, yeah, that's
So
a-
like Brand
Being
was
a
like,
man's
oh,
expensive.
there was like, oh,
You
what,
know, so
yes,
it's
that
not for
suit
everybody. So
cost-
don't feel bad if somebody say, "Oh, it's too expensive." It's just not for you. Because I can tell you, I can sit in Buckhead and somebody walk in the store and can do two custom. Most of our custom runs from 1,600 up. A guy can walk in there and do 2-3 suits and give a credit card to him back and go and wait for his suits to come. You know what I mean? That's for him. You know, so if you come to my store and say, "Hey, I can't afford it," I understand. It's not for you. Somebody else can afford it without
Yeah, but-
asking for a large price or even discount price.
At that,
You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
at that moment, it may not be for you, but that doesn't mean you can't go
You
work
can't afford
hard
it in time to come.
in time, due time.
You know what I mean?
Exactly,
So,
right?
yeah.
Because there's a big differences between quality and quantity.
And quantity.
You
Yeah.
understand? Like you can get a suit for $1,100, but that suit gonna take you over the decade. Like,
That's the thing.
Like you don't even have to change that coat or that trousers, just probably the
You don't
shirt.
have to.
And then
So
you can
this-
get a
This is 200 wool S.
And then you can get a suit.
This all you got to
today.
do is change the button on it. You got a brand new suit again. You know, so you got to be able to look at. So if you buy a suit off the rack, like I told you earlier, once you buy a suit off the rack, I know because the way it fits and the way you look in it. You know what I mean? And one thing again, I always like to try to let guys know that don't be afraid to tell somebody what your price is, how much you think you're worth. You know what I mean? So if they
It's
can
got,
afford it,
no,
fine. If they cannot
it's
afford
kind of
it,
tricky
fine.
too though with that, right? I kind of try to like give advice when I'm giving business advice to people. Work your way to a certain price.
Yes.
Don't just jump out the day. You come up with an idea and you think that's your price because it's not really your price.
It's
at
not
the
really your
moment.
price, sure.
Your price, you have to build yourself to a price, because nobody that's saying, "Oh, this costs 5,000," they just got out today and said, "Oh, I'm going to charge 5,000 for this because I feel like it." No, they do the math. So they calculate marketing at how much they spend on marketing, how much they spend on the product. They do. You can go buy something for $5 and go spend $3 to put the press on it, and then you ain't pay for the marketing promotion. You just come, you sell it for $100. That's super crazy.
Yeah.
You understand? So we got to be careful when we say this is my price, my price, and my price. No.
So yeah, that's why you have to put in. You have to put in time in your craft. You know, you got to believe in what you're doing, and you got to understand the demographic in which you exist. You know what I mean? For me, my brand is I'm in the city. I'm in downtown in the city. Yanni is a bigger name. Yanni is a fashion guy. Yanni actually have eye for clothes. I can tell anybody that. You know, that's something he loves. That's something he does.
Yeah, how long you been doing it for too?
Yanni's the store in Charlotte alone been there for 14 years.
14 years, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So you see
So you see that,
see the time?
and-
See the
and-
time? That's the
and
reason why.
besides the shop in Charlotte being there for 14 years, Yanni have been dressing his whole life. Everybody know Yanni from Africa know him to be
Yeah.
a guy who is very stand up and a guy who has a lot going on. From the
When it
time
comes
people
to
know in
fashion, always
fashion.
making fashion statement.
You know what I
yeah.
mean?
And
So
I think he spent a lot of money on marketing too and
does.
branding
He does.
and all these things. So
You know.
that's the reason why if he align himself with a brand, that brand can be listed for a price like 16, 18 because the time that's been put
put
behind
into it. You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
and
And
the-
he
and
didn't see his brand any different from any other brand. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? And
Yeah, and you see the thing about suits, right? A lot of people don't really understand about suits, but suits is actually a different kind of fashion statement.
it is.
When you wear suits and you go to places, I mean, people look at you with different, you know. So I mean,
Well, if you look at my card, I put your first appearance is always your best appearance. So whenever you go somewhere, right, you want to make sure you make a statement. It's about it. Even if somebody, Joel, I don't know if you guys know he's my cousin as well.
yeah,
Okay. So Joel, even from here, from you been knowing me, you can have your 2-year-old daughter birthday party. I'm coming to dress up.
I love that. I love that. I love
Because you know
that.
what?
I'm gonna dress in cool suit.
People remember the guy that was in the suit over there.
Yes, they
Remember
do.
that guy? They remember that particular person. They remember the guy who was exceptional. You know what I mean? They didn't remember the guy who looked at everybody else.
I
They
see.
remember the guy.
I see. What Watts like to wear suits all
You
day.
always, because
I'm trying to
with
figure out why
suits,
Watts all day. Watts
if you
just
wear
cool
a
suits all
well-tailored
day to go
suit, you can
places.
go anywhere. It takes you anywhere, man. I'm telling you,
Watch me
you
making
won't
fashion
understand.
statement.
I
That's
see.
you
So
know,
that's
pretty much it.
so that's a cheat code.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
a cheat
that's the
code. I'm
statement
telling you,
between.
that's a
Yeah,
statement
that's the
piece. So
statement between
whenever
the
you
shit.
go somewhere, especially if, like I said, in my business card, you say your first appearance is always your best appearance, because whenever you go somewhere, make sure you come like you will always be. Don't say, oh, because, Jeb isn't wearing jeans over there, so I'm just go ahead
Yes,
and
I
drop
hate
out a
people
jeans and a
like
t-shirt. I don't
that.
care. You invite me to your 2-year-old baby's birthday party, I'm coming over there in a suit.
I
I mean,
had
how
a
about I invite you to my field day event I'm doing in Charlotte? You come, we'll course
Come
we
on,
do that
come
day
in
in
a
the
suit.
heat.
Definitely.
he got a
Yeah.
nice short suit set. Yes, he'll have
I
a
wear
short suit
different
set.
things. It doesn't necessarily have to be suit, but you come over looking presentable.
You're presentable.
Talking
With
about
the
polo
somebody,
top, yeah.
somebody would say, somebody would say, oh, okay, you know what I mean. This guy look different from everybody else. You know what I mean. So it's always a mindset when you go into this type of events. So
I had a friend I had to explain to them.
Talking about supports, right? So who's your number one supports when it comes to your business? Because most of the time, our people, like, we got a lot of excuses when it comes to our people. Oh, we ain't got money, we ain't got this, we ain't got that. But when you go to some places during the weekends, or you see Liberian putting up bottles, putting up sections, they be paying like $800 just for sections in some places.
So most of the money for my suits came from my own savings. I'm an outside guy, but most of my money, what I spend is what I want you to see and what I can sell to you. So I'm not going to buy a jeans for $400. No, but I'll buy
Not talking about market value.
No,
wise.
Oh, market value.
No, he
Yeah.
mean like who, like purchase power,
Purchase
basically.
power.
Oh,
like,
purchasing power.
When it comes to
So most of the guys I buy would be, most of my clients are corporate guys.
Okay.
I have a lot of. I was talking to a friend of mine. I say I like Nigerian guys. Nigerian guys are guys who are very supportive guys. You know what I mean? Especially when it comes to business. A Nigerian guy can know you're doing something. He will support it in the way he can.
So could we just say like,
know
could
what I
we,
mean?
could we like the thing about that situation, right? And could we talk about like, I think the problem we facing as Liberians is Liberians don't have like the extra money to spend on certain things, right?
You not get extra money,
I
go
mean,
get
you
extra
can't
money, go
say
pay
that.
for
No,
session
no,
in
There are a
club.
lot
No.
of affluent Liberian people who
No, I'm
actually
saying
have money.
no. I'm
You know
saying
what I
like
mean?
I'm saying when we talking about like people that's gonna a lot of people. When we this conversation for a lot of people.
A vast
buying power.
majority of my clientele would be celebrities and corporate folks, lawyers and doctors in that field. But like this guy, Pastor Jamal Bryant is one of our clients.
Oh, messy.
With a guy named JR, the guy who used to date Tamar Braxton before. He's one of our very good clients. So we have a lot of guys, a lot of celebrity guys.
You got like celebrity clients.
You know what I mean?
and
Yeah,
stuff like
lawyers and doctors and a lot of businessmen. But in our African setting, don't get me wrong, we do have a lot of Liberian support as well.
that.
But
Few Liberian supporters, right?
few Liberian support. But when we're talking about guys who I know will come over there and just buy suits or manager guys, and they'll tell a lot. I gotta give them props.
No, but we gotta, my man. What we gotta do? We gotta understand. Like, we have to because these cats, a lot of them, they own businesses, so that capital is a little different than somebody who actually just don't believe that we had a conversation coming here today, right? Mm-hmm. Where it's like you said something that stuck out. A lot of people don't tap into entrepreneurship because of the fear
Yes.
of something that they never did before.
Yeah.
They don't understand the result. You understand? So we gotta, in our community, we have to figure how to teach one. You feel me? Mm-hmm. So that's where we face it. We don't have the people, like I said, they don't have money. Right now the money they get is for them to figure out how to get through the next month.
Yeah.
To pay their rent, pay their bills, and a little bit small thing they get
They do.
for them to enjoy that shit.
I mean, but
they
the
do
thing
got
about
money, bro. They do got money.
There's millions of Liberian
they
in
do
the
got money.
states that
Yeah.
you cannot limit to just that particular lifestyle. Not all
Yeah.
Liberians don't have money.
Yeah,
I have
mean-
met a real worth Liberian.
No, I'm
guys.
not. No, I'm no.
You know what I
no,
mean?
you
Don't
say,
get me
no,
wrong.
you guys don't get me
Like,
confused.
Liberian
right?
guys do come and
No,
purchase suits
no,
for
they got some Liberian people that-
$9,000 and
I
everything.
think really
No, I'm trying to say
we're
that
confused.
Liberian
I'm
people
just
that
talking about
have
the
money, right?
majority of
Yes,
African
but I'm
guys
saying-
will be Malawian guys, Ghanaian guys, Nigerian guys, South African guys. Those guys are way more into where we
Fashion,
got
yeah.
to offer. You know what I mean? So let me
That
put it
level
that
of
way.
fashion.
Exactly.
Yes, they are way more into what we're offering. You know what I mean? And they don't have the luxury of time to not get what they want. They
Yeah.
come here to see what they want, see what they like. And I mean, even in Atlanta, like I was telling you guys, there's a lot of young, even African American guys who's working in corporates. These guys who have businesses, you know what I mean, and these guys just want to come in there and look presentable. So they will come over there and purchase and get whatever they can as well. So it's just up to where you at and what you can afford at the time.
Okay, speaking on
And
fashion
the perfect
and
excuse,
luxury.
and the perfect excuse for our culture can be like a lot of us don't really know the power of wearing suit.
A lot of people don't know the power
So like
of
we don't
wearing
take
suits.
advantage of it.
Suits
but
will
now
take you
that,
places
but now
where,
we don't have money, bro.
Even
We
your
got
money
bro.
cannot take you, man. I'm telling you, you know, because the people I'm around now, and the people I'm around now, the things that I see and the things that I know, looking good alone is definitely a business. We say that from a different standpoint, so not jokingly, but looking good is a business. I'm telling you this. You know what I mean? You got to be able to, because if you invest in a custom suit for $1,500, that suit you're wearing is an investment. You will
Yeah.
never know until you put it on and go somewhere. You know, you put it on until you go somewhere, and people look at you and treat you differently.
We got carry yourself places where people
There you
understand
go,
what you're
you know.
wearing. So
Yeah.
sometimes we're having this conversation.
So
we
it
gotta
depends
kinda
on the
teach
places you go, the people you hang around,
bro,
the demographics.
Then they say you get
those
wear
type
that
of
suit.
things.
But
and
bro,
go
you
sit
wear
down-
suit, you
and
go in
go-
the trenches?
And go wear that
What
suit
you
and go
talking
and go down Woodland.
Yeah,
or go
you
sit
know,
out there.
They will
on
still look at you different,
65th
bro.
Different,
Street.
yeah.
They will still
No,
look at you
But at
different.
a
They will
certain
probably
point,
wanna
we gotta
rob
up
you.
the
No,
price.
you
But
know-
at a
Probably
certain
wanna
point, we
rob you.
can't like
No,
think
I'm
because
not-
we're going somewhere,
they're not gonna
we
rob you.
can't wear certain things. Because when you start entering those spaces and you up the price of your self worth and how you're carrying yourself, that makes the people around you check themselves. Like
No, but if you have $1,500, you get $1,500 suit.
So you see the thing about clothes,
what
right?
Everybody wearing.
well, you have
everybody getting
$1,500, you're not
regular
walking
on.
up and down Woodland. You in a car.
Yeah, so you see
No,
the
but
thing
I'm
about
saying
clothes,
we talking
right?
about like when I say Woodland, right? I don't mean like you walking down Woodland. I'm like certain environments, right? When you wear certain things of value, right? That thing is not as appreciated in certain spaces. People in those spaces
Yeah,
they don't
because
care
people
about
there
what you wearing.
don't know the
They don't know.
what
They
you're
don't
wearing.
know the value of what
true.
you wearing. What you go through there for?
And
But
anything
someone
that's
has to
valuable
educate
you,
them. That's
and
how I
anything
look
that
at
is
it. You don't
valuable
leave
to
people
you, like,
behind.
you don't mind paying the money for it because you know the worth of that.
But no, but
Yeah.
investment should come with return. We're speaking about investment. We say when you wear a $1,500 suit, that's an investment, right?
That's an investment.
So you need a return
So you
on your investment.
you want to go somewhere
So
where
you won't care
somebody will
yourself.
see you wearing that suit that can afford that particular
They have a
wear.
conversation with you.
You know?
Then that
This is
conversation
true.
can turn
But
into something.
also, you can go somewhere where someone can't afford that suit, and that makes them hungry.
Yes.
And hopefully,
There you
that
go.
hunger doesn't turn into robbery, but that hunger turns into them. All right, well now I got to do more. Like here, for example, when I first got to Philadelphia, everybody had synthetic wigs on. Everywhere I went, I said, "Oh my God, this is Synthetica land." Why does like growing up in Delaware, if you wear a synthetic wig, you got bullied. They was like, yeah, the girls bullied us. They bullied me. You gotta, come through with your $600, $700 wig when you was in high school.
What?
So we was bullied for that. So when I got to Philadelphia and I'm seeing all the girls in synthetic wigs and all the Black American girls wearing synthetic wigs and now the white girls is wearing wigs, what wigs are they putting on? The synthetic wigs, because that's what they find acceptable, because that's what they've seen.
Yeah.
So my point being is we have to always up the
It's
price no
symbolic,
matter
yeah.
where we are. Like
Yeah.
it doesn't matter if it's more easier or it's more accessible or it's because you're in a certain environment. I do not care what environment I'm in. I'm coming out with my fur on. It doesn't matter.
There you go.
Yeah, but you
know?
see the thing about fashion, right? Fashion is actually symbolic.
It
I mean,
is.
Yeah, there are certain things you wear. People put you in a different category, right? Like for me, when it comes to the culture in America, I would never wear a big chain. I mean, like
That's
the
not
chain,
my
my
style either.
like the chain my brother Joel wearing, I would never put that on my neck for free.
I felt it
That's
too.
around like $15,000-$20,000. I rather put that my $15,000-$20,000 in suits, in clothes.
It makes it.
And you understand? But I would never spend that money and put that chain because first of all, that chain is a lot of weight for me,
But then
for me to carry it off.
you can't hold
But
that against them because that chain itself has
that's
its
what
own worth.
That's what
and
I'm
then
ta-
another person
it's
see
a
that chain and they want to wear that
It's
chain.
a different statement because when Joel enter places, when you see that stuff in the glittering and stuff, like you see the diamonds running through, you say, "Oh no, that boy got money." You see?
No,
You
but
see
no,
what I'm
no,
talking
no,
about?
but it cheat, yeah.
Yeah.
It has a message behind it. You understand? That's what it's about. It's not me just getting a chain.
No.
It has a message and it has something that I represent.
You my brother, so I'm just
Yeah,
using you
yeah,
as
I
an example.
understand
But
that.
there are a lot of other people that just got that big
They just got
cheese on
chain,
them. They ain't got no meaning, bro.
no meaning
Like I
behind
would
it.
never invest
I
my
mean,
money in a
people-
chain. And stuff like that. I'd rather put my money in a nice suit like this. That's what I'm talking
Yeah,
about.
but the thing about it, we just don't make just suits. We make different casual wear for guys too.
Yeah.
As well. So if you look at my Instagram or you look on Giannis Instagram, we do have these silk material suits, suit set pants and shirts, and we also do these summer short
shorts
pants and
and
shirts
stuff
as well.
like
We
that.
do a lot of custom bespoke shirts for men as well, and we also do. We pretty much do anything, but it have to be on the classic side.
So
You know
the
what I
showroom
mean?
is down Buckhead, right?
Yeah, the showroom is down in Buckhead. Yes, that's Yannick Couture. I'm working on opening my own showroom as well. This year should be my year of doing that, but that's something I'm still working on. As far as opening my own guy Richie and Sons showroom that you can be able to walk into and make a purchase. So yeah, that's in the programs in the works. So hopefully by the summer we should have everything together and launching by October. So
Well, that's exciting. And where do you see luxury in the African? How do I reword this? No, no, no,
Yeah,
no,
like
no.
in
Yes, you know what I'm trying to say. Where do you see African luxury brands, the direction they're heading? What do you see for the future for it?
So I mean, it's a great space for African luxury, especially even for example, we do make these the one you call propose suit, but we do make them too, but it's just not $200 for it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So the one we make is cost you around $600-700, but because it's well tailored. It's well tailored. The design is well.
Quality.
The quality is good. The design is well matched. Like I was wearing one other purple suit in my story, and a friend of mine came and said, "Man, I like this so much for it." So I said, "It's $750." He said, "What? $750?" I'm like, "See." You think because in your mindset you already have the thing that that purple suit and go like bro and just sew it, and just wear it. No, you can wear that particular purple suit you're wearing. I can wear mine. People will still see the distinction between them both. I guarantee you, because of what
Cut
the
and
detail,
tailoring.
Yeah.
the cutting. You know what I mean? The design. It takes time. We put time into it. Like I was just telling you, they give her a platform. So somebody say, this is system. You can take this shirt. You got to put this shirt hand on here. You got to design this pocket. You got to make sure all these buttons come out right and where it sit to where it at, and you got to look at your lining in the suit, how it matches the suit colors. So you have to have a mindset on what type of shirt go with this particular suit, what type of shoe. So if I come in and see somebody wearing a black suit with a brown shoes, I know straight who you are because I know in my mind I shouldn't be wearing a black suit with a brown shoes anyway. But people do it. You're wearing your dark suit like a navy, your brown, your navy, your grays, and you're wearing it with a brown shoes. Then I know that you most likely don't know what you're doing, or you probably just wearing maybe that's what you have to wear. But because if you look at like I said, we look at the style of dressing and suits and cuts came from the regiment, came from the police and the army. These guys was always in black suit, black shoes. You wearing a dark suit, you gotta wear it with a black shoes. If you're wearing a casual suit like this, yeah, you can wear it with multicolor or maybe a black shoes, but you
I
can't
love
be
your
wearing a
sock
dark
moment,
color
by the way.
suit and then wear it with a brown shoe. You can't be wearing your dark navy suit and wear it with a brown shoes. Those things go with black shoes at always. And always try to pair your socks with the shoes. Try to pair your socks with the shirt. Don't pair your socks with something else.
so
out of
pair
your
the
mind.
socks with the
You know what I mean? So those are
the
things I'm
shoes and
trying
the
to bring
shirt.
into at least when I'm making my reels. At least trying to give guys tips on what to wear and what not to wear at certain times. You know what I mean? After Labor Day, don't wear no light color blue. Don't wear no light color white and or your cream and beige. Keep those things for when the sun's
So
coming
after
out.
Labor Day,
After Labor Day, you want to stay. Or you want to make sure you're
gonna
dark
be a little dark,
always.
dark. Okay.
You want to make sure you're dark as much as you can. Wear your grays, wear your navy, wear your this type of colors. Something dark. Don't wear no white after Labor Day, please. Don't wear no cream after Labor Day. Those are things that
The
all
sun.
people do, but on the fashion world, those are things that people try to eliminate. As fast as you can. When it comes to wearing a bow tie or a necktie, everything that goes on your neck should always be something lighter, especially when the shirt is darker. You know what I mean? So people don't understand those are all these things. Everything that goes on your neck, on your
So my brother with a black tie with a black sweater and a bad combination.
Why leave him alone?
he's
He look-
right.
You
The
look
reason why
great.
he's right is because
Hold on a second.
the reason why he's right
Other
because
listen-
the shirt
other
is
listen to
the
the
shirt is
factional
white
crew.
shirt. The shirt is white shirt, so the only way you can bring that particular shirt
Thank
out
you.
is
It's
wearing
with
a
the
black
black
tie.
So,
Alright.
I'm black, so don't
So-
and the black sweater cover the black sweater took away.
Let the fashion guru discuss
Yo,
the,
you the world
let
biggest
the
hater.
fashion
How
guru
about the
discuss
black?
the outfit.
Hold on. So what would we say with the black sweater covering the black?
There's
tie?
still the peekaboo of the white underneath, and it has to be
He still
balanced off
matches
with
because
black.
one,
Yes.
the black on the top goes with anything. He wearing the gray
Right.
paint. That gray
Yes.
paint goes with any color.
Hater.
You know what I mean?
Yo,
Especially he's not wearing a
yeah.
full
Yeah.
suit. So basically,
I was about to say
there
that.
is
Right,
a
right,
casual
okay.
I
wear
was
right
about
here.
to
You
say
know what I
that.
mean?
I was about to say
so
that.
that's he can.
So the
style
casual
it
wear, you
with
can kinda
anything,
style it
you
But
can
let
style
you-
it any
but let
way
you
you
just
want, you know what
freestyle.
I mean?
Let you just freestyle
So
itself.
we got to keep those things in mind. So those are some of the things I'm going to start talking about in my rails when I post the
Okay.
rails on what not to wear with certain things and what to wear with certain things. So that way you know, especially in our community, you see a lot of people just jump in something and go.
How
You
about
know?
I mean, right? Are you like you just didn't start it off and you became who you are today. You must have been through a lot of difficulties and challenges in your life
Yes.
as an individual, right? At what time in your life you realized that your dream is actually becoming a reality with your whole faction
I would say
career?
one of the best things I ever did for myself was moving to Atlanta. I can tell
Atlanta.
anybody.
Fans over getting out-
Love
getting-
Atlanta?
So getting out of Philadelphia.
Yeah, man, get out the city.
I mean, I love the city. I love the city, but the city does not bring out,
Best in
you
you,
know, the
right?
best of you or in you. You know what I mean? Especially for what I was doing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Are you not the first person that said that?
Tell you.
Moving to Atlanta gave me a broader space to
It's like me and
see
my
things
boy.
differently, to see real young millionaires and young entrepreneurs.
Young
You know what
black.
I mean? People who don't have to wake up in the morning and say, I went clock in. You know what I mean? People who actually have a hustle that they can go to and still make more money than you going to work every day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because if you look at work takes up most of your best time of your life. You wake up at 6 in the morning till 4. Those are the best period of your day. Or to 3, 4 in a day. Those are the times you can sit home or do anything and be creative and maybe make some business deal, make some business move. You know, those are that particular time between 4 to 8 a.m. in the morning. You know, 8 a.m. in the morning to 4 p.m. in the day. So if you give that time to somebody 5 days a week or 7 days a week, you have no time to be creative on your own. You know what I mean? And also difficult times it has always been there. I've been married for 10 years.
Congratulations.
And
Congratulations.
I hit the 10-year mark January 15. And,
Oh,
10
congratulations.
years of partnership.
and we've been together for 12 in total.
How does your wife help
She's,
and influence with the work? I'm sure she loves it.
She's very supportive in different ways. She has her own support that she can give to mutual encouragement and just trying to be the person that I want to be. You know,
She allows you to be
there
yourself.
You go. She created that space where
Aww.
you know what, I want this man to actually, because she knows that I'm very persistent anyway. So
Did you marry Liberian?
yes,
12 years ago, right?
No, remember,
So
10
12 years ago, you
we met
you
12
were
years ago.
still
We've been married.
yeah,
for
you
10
were
years.
still struggling into
Still
doing
struggling
exactly
from
what
right
you-
here.
and
We
she
had,
was the part of the struggle.
of course, we had 2 young babies, man. We had 2 young
See what we
babies
talking
back
about?
to back.
I don't know that
my
one.
2 guys is definitely about 8, 9 months between them.
Irish twins. That's what it's
So
called, right?
yes.
She
So
was
we
part of
got-
the-
Off that lady.
She was
Yeah.
part of the she was part of the making process.
You know, so
she didn't just
she's
step
supported in different ways.
just come into reap. No, she was part of the making process.
What does she do, if you don't mind me asking?
She's a nurse.
God bless.
Oh.
God bless.
She's a nurse and
saving life?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that's a plus.
she's always been encouraging. She's always been loving. You know, family is very a big part of her upbringing. So she takes that very seriously. While I'm out here hunting, she knows exactly what to be doing while she's back there. So that's amazing.
That's beautiful. It takes two.
I always take 2. You know, we have our own struggles. Struggle times always comes along, but at the end of the day is the time you guys can sit around the kitchen or dining table and talk about your differences and come together as a team. You always got to look at family as a team building process. You know what I mean? Don't get me wrong. I can tell people, when I tell people I'm not really big on marriage, I don't encourage people to get married. That's something I don't do.
This
But
nigga say, yeah.
if that's something you want to do, you got to do it. You got to do it with your mind and yourself.
something you gotta
and your
wanna
whole
do.
heart. You know what I mean? If that's something you want to do, marriage is not for everybody. And
Yeah, it's not something you just
people got to
jump
be
in.
able to understand that part of it. You know what I
beautiful.
mean? So yeah. But at the end of the day, you know, we make it work our own way. So it works for us.
That's
Are you looking forward to pass down your legacy to your kids?
So yeah, so my company name is Richie and Sons for a reason. from the time I started seeing myself on a different light, I always look at myself as a higher person. So when I name my company, when I call myself God Richie, people think, "Oh, why are you calling yourself a God?" I said, "No, I'm not. I'm not saying that I want you to pray to me. That's not the kind of God I see myself in.
Isn't
Don't
that a
pray to me."
Sopranos reference?
Hmm?
Isn't that the Sopranos? No.
But
But what?
God Ritchie is a character.
No, that God is spelled Gurd, something like that.
Oh, okay.
It's Guile. Mine is God, God Richie.
Oh, okay.
So
Intent.
yeah. So and then I got the Sons, which is continuation of who I am. 'Cause I have 3 boys.
Wow.
Okay, so my 3 guys.
You got 3 generations.
Yes. So from where I started, going down. So I said, God, Richie and Sons. So at the end of the day, they can be able to follow, even if they don't want to be a designer or in doing what I'm doing, but at least they know that Daddy have a plan in life that how to grow generational worth and try to be a part of something very important. Yeah.
But you leaving something for them.
Yes.
Then you got to come
And
start
that's my
over
motivation right there.
figure it
Well,
out from scratch.
we about to start producing the kids suits as well too. So and
It's a good market.
that's
I was
part
going to
of
ask you, do we have any upcoming collaborations we should be looking out for? Or anything?
Yes. So be looking out for there's a fashion show. This guy who usually do just forgot the name. What's coming? Aries or something like that. But he usually do shows in different cities. So we did a show in Atlanta and I like it. And I'm also collaborating with a guy named Jay Ballin. You know who Jay Ballin is?
I know the
Jay
artist.
Ballin. Jay Ballin is the stylist for Murray Chestnut. So if you look at most of the suit Murray Chestnut wore when he was doing the interview, we produced all this. Matter of fact, I hand delivered the suits to him. So
Nice.
he wear most of our suits as well. When he was promoting a new show, what do you call it? He got a new show on TV.
It's like a cop show or something like that.
Yeah, doctor, detective kind of show.
Yeah.
When
It's
he
for
was on
season 2, he's on it.
the Colbert late show, Steve Colbert. That's who he wore. That's Yannick Couture as well. So we definitely style him.
Yeah.
We collaborate with Joe Ball with different stylists for different celebrities as well that definitely is doing the great things in the fashion world. So yeah.
That's amazing that you guys are.
Also, Yannick Couture also opened a 3rd store in Houston as well, Houston,
Houston?
Texas,
Ooh.
on March 8th. So in 2 weeks, we'll be down in Houston for another luncheon. If you're in the Houston area, come down and come hang out with us.
Y'all they doing this thing, and I like that collaboration where he's like bringing a younger Liberian under his
Yes.
belt
Yeah.
and trying to teach him and not operating on a skill where it's like it has to be only me.
A competition,
be
yeah.
under me forever. He allowing you to go out there, do your own thing and
Yeah,
stuff.
that-
like
Showcase
that.
your talent.
That's what I love him.
Yeah, that show the type of individual that he is.
He is.
You understand? And yeah, so big up to you, man.
Yeah.
We haven't got a chance to meet you before, but big up to you. Continue to do all these great things and representing Liberia and things like that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so
If we could end on one thing, what is your dream client or your dream collaboration, dead or alive?
Dead of alive.
Will it be Tilla?
Shut up.
Quite frankly, let me break this news today. Somebody that I actually admired when I was growing up, dressed in was Diddy. I love Diddy. You know
All
what I
right,
mean?
we done. We cool.
You know what I mean?
Like,
I
we
know
done.
his own situation.
I'm still feeling Diddy.
His lawyer just quit because of necromancy. Do we know what
no.
necromancy
Like I said, besides all his whatever he's going through,
Necromancy.
It means
somebody that I
dead bodies.
admired. Coming up, you know what I mean, when he was wearing the Sean John
Yeah.
suits and I'm looking fresh and clean. That's
He always had a
somebody I
fedora
admire.
on. I know what you're talking about.
Okay,
Yeah.
so I mean, his lifestyle is different from what I see.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
yeah,
I don't care about
You'll dress him for the court. You'll dress him for court?
No, but I don't want to dress him up right now. If I want to dress somebody right now, I would want to dress up. I want to dress up Tyrese Gibson.
Tyrese.
Oh, I see him recently at Art Basel.
Yeah.
Beautiful black
That's
man.
my guy. I want to dress up Tyrese Gibson because I know he have the structure in the body.
He
to-
does. His shape
to
is
fit
nice.
fit
And he's
a
not
nice,
like too
custom
tall.
Suit. Yeah, you know what I mean. So
And he be trying a lot of time to identify with the
yeah,
African
he,
culture
I used to
too,
work
yeah.
with another brand called Condensant Paris. I don't know
Yeah.
if you they got a store in
What is it? The suit or liquor?
Suit.
Okay.
Condensant Paris. They have a store in Maryland. They also have a store in Buckhead too as well. And this where he usually get most of his
Most of this stuff, right?
yeah, condensing party. So yeah, but in the black world, black celebrity right now, I mean, we already doing Lawrence. I mean, Morris Chestnut. So that's somebody I would love.
Yeah, he's
to.
like up top there.
We're already doing him already, and Tyrese Gibson. I mean, I would love to.
You know who's real sharp?
Who?
Domingo Coleman. Have you seen him?
Domingo Coleman.
He is sharp. I think you'd love him.
Yeah.
He recently went to red carpet, had a trench coat, and the trench coat was lined with Versace silk on the inside.
Oh, okay. I know who you're talking about. Okay.
Yeah, him.
Even the cat from how you call it? The dude from Snowfall. You know who that is?
Yes.
Yeah.
The Chocolate Franklin, but he's British.
Not the chocolate, Franklin. Like, you guys.
Yeah, smiling.
Yeah, so we just looking at working with a whole lot of different people. We do weddings, we do milestone events. If you are doing your wedding, you're turning 50, you're turning 60 years old. Those are the things we take part. I mean, like to be a part of because bringing people ideas and their dream to life is just amazing, and how you can be a part of that as well.
Yeah, Charlotte, that's dope. We you guys got a space in Charlotte, right?
There's a space in Charlotte. There's a space in Atlanta now. Now we are working on the space in Houston, like I said, on March 8th. That will be launching. That's Unique Couture. But as far as Richie and Sons, the brand, we are working on opening our first location in Atlanta or the Dallas area. So those are the two markets we're looking at right now.
Are you guys not looking at Philly for now?
Oh, like I said, man,
There is no market here.
I'm not discouraged about Philadelphia market. I was downtown yesterday, and I want to go check out the fashion district. But from what I'm saying, I just didn't feel really encouraged about the market here.
It's better off running to New York.
So how about Liberia?
The
my
fashion
man?
district still have regular stores.
How about
in there.
Liberia?
In Liberia,
Yeah,
yes.
plans on doing some over there.
I know I was looking at a program where the opening Liberian like a mall, something like in Liberia as well.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you guys seen it.
Yeah.
I could work on a mall scene in Liberia, but then again, I know there are people in Liberia can definitely afford. Not all the suit costs $900 up. You know what I mean? There's still suits that cost $500. And I know that something people in Liberia can afford because I've made a lot of custom suits.
A lot of people in Liberia
And you
can
wouldn't
afford
believe
that.
it.
Yeah.
Guys in Liberia actually do call us here to make suits for them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, yeah, it depends on the market, what it look like. We just have to do the red survey, go down there, and then once the clientele persists, you want to make sure you get at least 4 or 5 people that wear suits consistently. Somebody that will come back to you to order suits at least 2 times within a month. Then you know that you got something.
That makes sense.
But if you go to a market where people is just ordering suits just once a month and your rent costs you $6,000 to maintain in place, then it become an issue. So
Doesn't make sense.
So yeah.
What the hell?
Well, Mr. Richard Warner, thank you so much
Thank you
for coming.
up.
Yeah, we really appreciate it, and I enjoyed this conversation.
And telling us about Wax cheat code about wearing kosu all the time at events. It's a cheat code.
Wear the suit. Wear the suit. It's
You
a
like
cheat
the
code. You know what I
richest man
mean?
in the
You will
world.
get treated differently. You get looked at differently.
No,
you will get moved
when I wear
differently.
suits, I wear suits.
100%.
You know what I mean?
So the thing about me, right? Like how I switch it up, I can wear street clothes. I can wear kosu. Someone wear kosu.
So wear street clothes where
look
you know
different.
that
Yeah.
that's where it's supposed to be.
Yeah, so
But
I always draw the call.
even if you're meeting even if you're taking your artist, you got an artist, you're taking an artist somewhere and you're a manager, wear a damn suit, put on them suit, and see how that particular record label treat you. You won't believe it.
It treat you a little different.
We both got a friend, right? We have a mutual friend that lives in Atlanta. I think he's a customer to your brand too.
Who?
Bonnie.
Boniface Oganti?
Yeah, from morning to night.
That's my guy.
From morning
good guy.
from morning to night, the man is suit.
I wear kosu all
There you
day.
go, but Boniface will tell you
Yeah.
because
From
these
morning
are
to night, the
things
man
that
is yeah.
these are things that if you see most of Boniface suit is ours is from us. Yeah, you're a good client of ours. Because he would tell you because Bonnie is a lifestyle coach and a businessman, entrepreneur, and everything. He would tell you that wearing a suit is just not a bluffing thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
He invests in yourself, yeah.
That's investment. And
Yeah,
I tell
invest
people
in
that's
yourself.
investment. You can wear your jeans and your shirt anywhere. Yeah, okay, that's fine. But I guarantee you, if I wear a nice theater suit and you and I go somewhere, I don't care how fresh you look, man, they're going to give me attention first.
They're
I
gonna
guarantee you.
give you more respect. It's a
The
way.
area police come
it's a
to
way
raid
to
you,
cover.
but they're not coming put hand on
They
your
ain't
hand.
gonna put hand
straight.
on your hand.
Yeah,
Nah.
yeah, it's a way to cover. It's like a cover up, basically. of you people just sensing that you're some kind of serious person.
Like Barack Obama said, I don't know if you listen to Barack. He said, if you go into a ballroom, you see most guys wearing suits. If you see these guys outside,
Yeah, I
you think
know.
the guys are too, intelligent
I
and
know.
well,
You think they're intelligent.
well learned
Yeah, what
guys.
it is, yeah.
But until you sit around the table with a guy, you understand that these are Irish guys.
Yeah.
These are guys I can actually talk to. But
Yeah.
because the way they
They got
carry
the suits
themselves,
on, yeah.
Yes, but I don't think
You
you'll
know?
find no unserious person
A
actually.
lot of
wearing
serious
suits.
men out there is wear
not really,
kosu,
man.
bro.
I
You
mean,
talking,
I'm gonna wear $1,500
It's
so you gotta
hard,
be
bro.
on serious.
My bad, no people serious men
Bro,
that
just
wear
the dress-
kosu all
bro,
the
just the
time.
dress
In
code
African
alone.
community. Like one community I know, plenty of serious men that wear kosu all day.
Yeah, but you gotta
So
wear
it
kind of
makes
suit
me
they're
upset.
wearing. You know what I mean?
It can
Just,
make me upset. I don't want to just put kosu on it.
So like I was gonna say that I had a friend. He
you
does
look good in
business
costume, my brother.
thing,
Oh, my God.
and he wears suits 24/7. If he has to go to like meetings and stuff, he's always in suit.
Yeah.
When we go out, he's in joggers, and I had to tell him like, can you please put the suit on when we go to the club? I get it, we're in the
tired
club.
wearing suits.
Yeah, but please put the suit on because we look so much better when you're wearing that suit in the
it depends
club.
what club he going to.
I don't care what club we going to. Put the
You know what
suit
I mean?
on.
I'm not going to the lounge and wear a suit.
Put
You
the
know
suit
what I
on for the
It depends on the
lounge.
type of lounge. But
Put
if
the
I'm
suit.
going
You look
to,
like the owner for me.
If I'm going to, yeah, of course, do that. I mean, they got casual suit. I'm wearing a casual suit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I
You
got
don't
suit
gotta
where I
put
wear
the
the
full
tie
three
with.
piece
I
that
got
you would
suit
wear
where
to
I
the
go
board
work with
meeting.
every day. So you got casual suit. You got
But give me a button up, a little,
like where you get
pants and belt
pants
moment.
and button
So,
up.
Yeah, so
and
I'm
shirts.
doing a gala, right? I'm doing a gala this July.
Okay.
So I do a weekend called Moran Express. So we're doing a gala in Charlotte. We're doing it in Charlotte this year.
Okay.
So we're doing a gala red carpet event. So hopefully we can figure how to y'all can help us sponsor our event so we can promote your suit line.
Absolutely,
it
man.
makes
Absolutely.
sense.
Let's
You
work.
understand?
Let's work. You know,
So it
we
makes
got
sense.
to.
Definitely. I think that's a way to sell luxury and things like that.
Let's work.
And before
Yeah.
you leave us, please tell our viewers
They can
and
find you at.
viewers and listeners where exactly they can find you on your Instagram.
Oh,
or your
okay. Yeah,
stories
sure.
and all of that. Just drop your basic contacts. Yeah.
So my company is God Richie and Sons. That's GODRICHIE, the letter NSONS.com. That's my website. And if you go down to Instagram, it's at God Richie and Sons. Facebook is at God Richie and Sons. I have a Facebook page as well. On my Facebook profile, I have Richard Walker Warner. That's my name, Richard Walker Warner. And you can also find me on Yanni Couture as well. I'm with Yanni. We're doing great things over there. Look for yannicouture.com. Look for at Yanni Couture. There's a store in Charlotte. There's a store in Atlanta. And Yanni is launching another store down in Houston coming up in March 8th. So if you're in the Houston, Dallas area, come and be a part of the program. Come and support and see how well we can take fashion to another level, especially Liberian business, black businesses.
That's South by Southwest week too, right?
You know?
South by, yeah.
So-
I have to be out there for the 15th actually.
Is it, I think so. It's in Texas. It's in Austin. Nah,
Oh, Austin. Is that
Yeah,
far?
Yeah,
from-
Austin's not far from
Yeah.
from
So there you
Houston.
go again. We got another Liberian doing it big, doing it great, dressing
Eating up.
the famous Hollywood style Morris Chestnut.
Yes.
I mean that's
Big
pretty
client
much
out,
big.
client
Yeah.
out, yeah.
the only podcast that bring you fashion designer,
Yeah.
luxury design. We just giving you guys everything, everybody.
So for
Right
somebody
here
who
on
don't
the
know who
fries.
Morris Chestnut is, when you have seen this movie called what's the famous one for him there? Why Did I Get Married? Yeah.
That's not why. Was it Why Did I Get Married?
No, you wasn't in there, man.
That was Best Man, I think.
Oh, Best Man, yeah, Best Man, yeah.
Morris in the Best
Yes,
Man.
the Best Man.
Best
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah, even most of these guys also get suits from us as well. So yeah, I mean, once you looking to look fashionable and expensive, talk to us. We get you right.
So you trying to look like Morris Chestnut? We got the plug for you.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
100%.
So thank you,
Thank you guys
thank
for
you.
tuning in the fries and
Right.
hope you having a
Thanks
good
for having me
day.
in the fries. Hey, I have a great time here today. You guys
Appreciate
have
you.
been amazing. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you for coming.
Thank you for coming. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Dr. Waz, I see your cheat code, my brother. See your cheat code. All day, nigga.
Plus the
All
beard,
day,
like,
nigga,
think
that
about
wear
it.
kosu
Think
all
about
day.
it.
They make that wear kosu and men wear trashy and shit. I never seen them build jean trashy before.
Oh,
Yeah.
you mean that suit, man?
Yeah. Huh?
You mean that suit, man?
Yeah, I never seen me jean trashy before. That's how I come to the place. Yeah.
That's good. That's good. I mean, why am I getting all
You
that
sure you can
business?
come in time?
That's crazy. So I know we can go out with kosu.
We just finished.
Oh man, I would
I don't know, I
man,
think
when you
about
gotta
it,
find your
but
strength. Where you find your strength, that where you pull your energy at. You know, wherever
think
the
we're about to
strength
go back
is,
to
that's where
Philly
the
now.
energy goes.